Well, welcome to ATG Live, your Thursday night home for all things Star Wars news, conversation, deep dives, fashion tips. Do we do fashion tips? No, we don't, because we're two middle-aged dudes who should probably not even
Because
be
who
on
would
the
listen to
internet.
us when it comes to fashion?
Exactly. I mean, look at us, t-shirts, beards. It's a shit show.
I mean,
frankly,
truly, that is the peak of fashion. It's like that TikTok video, like,
Yeah.
ladies, this is the peak male performance. And it's
Right.
the overweight guy in jeans and rollerblades without a shirt. And he does like the backflip and just keeps on going. Like, I'm trying to manifest being that guy. I haven't made it there yet, but I'm
Yeah, but
trying.
you'll get there. I have a lot of faith in you. So I am Pete Fletcher. I'm one of your hosts here on ATG Live, and I'm joined as always by my good friend, Mr. Nick Milky. Nick, what is going on, my friend?
Everything is going on. It is a holiday week.
Yeah.
It is, and by holiday, I mean Pete's birthday. 4th of July is not really it.
Yes, it's true.
You
but
can't
it's
see it, but I came prepared. We have a
Oh, look at
sign.
that.
Happy birthday, Pete. Because
Streamers.
what else am I going to do other than, draw a whiskey glass? But we're going to get back to that dry erase board in a little bit.
Okay.
Perfect. We have new Acolyte to discuss. I think we've got a couple of news stories to hit on. So the reality is it's a great week, and it's a great week for Star Wars.
Yeah, every week, honestly, let's be real here. Every week, honestly, and boy, this is going to piss some people off, and I'm going to say it because you know what? It is my birthday on Friday, and I don't care. Since Disney has bought Star Wars, you don't have to like every piece that's come out, but damn it, every week it's been a good week to be a Star Wars fan. There's been something for everybody. And again, Chris isn't with us tonight at this point, but whether you're a comic books guy, a novels guy, a YA guy, or girl or person, TV shows, animation, live action, toys, my goodness. And what I've become a huge tabletop board game guy lately.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know there were so many tabletop board games. So there's a lot to do, a lot to see, a lot to be a part of if you're a Star Wars fan. So is Star Wars dead? No, it is not dead, as proven by, and it's not a news story, but I'll throw it in there. The helmet, the Stranger helmet went up on it went up on Hasbro, the Pulse website
Thursday,
and it was last week, right before the day ended. It was sold out. It was sold out. They couldn't reach the goal for the Rancor. They were trying to reach the goal for the Cantina, but they sold out this $100 helmet within 12 hours because it was before we even got on the air last week. So it is not dead. There's a lot of great stuff. And again, everything is not going to be for everybody. There's plenty of things that I'm not into. There's plenty of things that you're not into, but it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. And so that's where I'm going to start my
It is. You know what else I'm into, Pete? I'm into housekeeping. And I think
you're like, slow down, Pete. I have to do some housekeeping here.
And I think that I'm not going to make you work on your birthday, but I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping, and then I'm going to get into a toast because that is also something that we do on this show.
Yes.
Oh, yep. Look at this. Even from the man himself, Chris Ryan's Bro Axiom Outpost is sold out of the Stranger's helmet. So
did I miss my window, Chris? That's all I want to know.
You may have missed. It's going to become that premium item. So those of you that got it, sit on it. 6 months from now, throw that bad boy on eBay. You're buying yourself 4 more Stranger helmets after that. But yes, housekeeping, and I'm not going to belabor this point, but the SSWnetwork.com. It's all right here on the other way, right here on the side of the screen next to Pete's handsome birthday face. You can learn about our Patreon program, which we're going to get to talk to some patrons tonight. We have sent the link out. Nice. Our patrons are going to call in at the end of the show. A little perk of being a patron, just saying, for as little as $3 a month. You can be in on early recordings of the Around the Galaxy podcast. You can get swag. You can call in. You can talk, hang out, be a part of what we're doing. You can find out when those episodes are coming out, all the different things that we've got going on. It's your one-stop shop for everything that we do and everything that's going on. So check it out. Social media is there. Social media, buyer beware. Get what you come for.
Right.
But the most important thing is y'all are here hanging out with us on a Thursday night, which we're always thankful for. We love it when our friends are with us to enjoy Star Wars because that's our whole point. we're here to enjoy Star Wars. We're here to have fun. We're here to do silly things like we're going to do tonight as we celebrate Pete's birthday. If I didn't mention it, after we get through the news, we're going to be playing a little bit of Star Wars Wheel of Fortune.
What?
Yep. I'm going to fill the, I guess now, Ryan Seacrest role. It's not really Pat Sajak's job anymore.
They put Seacrest there?
I believe Seacrest.
I feel like that's a step down for Seacrest.
I don't know. Think that it might well be a thing. I don't know. But we're going to do that tonight. We are also going to get into our Acolyte discussions as we are doing, most every week. And we're going to talk to our patrons. We're going to throw that. I've already sent the link to our patrons. So patron watchers, if you're watching right now, you should have that in your Patreon inbox.
Nice.
Hang on. We're not going to be ready for y'all for just a little bit, but you've got it. And we look forward to talking to you tonight at the end of the show. I think that's most of it for housekeeping. Really, the most important housekeeping that I feel we do every week is we offer a toast of some kind, because I am nothing if not a high level functioning alcoholic. And I bring that joy and happiness to, this little podcast that we do. So of course I have a toast tonight, and my toast tonight, and I wanted to make this like a whole big, like drawn out sarcastic thing. And then at the end, when you thought I was talking about you, I was going to say, and it's about John Williams, because that's also our joke, because I toast John Williams every other week.
Every
but the reality is my toast tonight is to you, my friend, Pete Fletzer. We are celebrating your birthday this week. I'm thankful for your friendship, for the things that we've gotten to do over the last several years, not only as partners, but beforehand. I'm thankful for the friendship that has been created out of Star Wars and Weird Space Friends. You and I were right at the top of the list of the internet brought us together. My wife goes, "Oh, are you talking to Pete again?" Yes, I am. But it's your birthday, and you do so much fun and good stuff for our community, and I appreciate the hard work you put in. I also know that you're an excellent father and a great husband. I got to come visit and experience the hospitality in lovely, scenic where you live, and it was delightful. So my toast tonight is simply to you, my friend. Happy birthday. Thanks for being a part of my Star Wars journey and so many others. Cheers and happy Star Wars.
Thank you so much. Happy Star Wars. That's some good stuff. That is some good stuff.
Delicious.
Yeah. I mean, it is a Wednesday, so it's a little bit different.
That's right.
And so
celebrating the potentially temporary independence of our country tomorrow.
Correct. Yeah. Very interesting that we're celebrating the day we were no longer a monarchy, just days after
we might turn back into one. I don't know. But we don't have to go there tonight. We're going to get into fake politics.
We don't. Let's get into fake politics. And I do have a couple news stories that we can run through. So Lloyd, why don't you hit that news story bumper? Well, we did have a little bit of Star Wars video game news this week. There were a couple different stories, and I want to throw them out there. These are being done off the top of my head tonight. I am not reading a script. First of all, we found out that the popular and a lot of fun video game Star Wars Bounty Hunter is being re-released on PC and consoles on August 1st. It is an enhanced edition. You're going to be able to play not only as Jango, which is what most of the game is, but I think you're also going to be able to play as Boba if you cash in all your bounties. Aspire Media is putting it together, and it's going to hit PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC on August 1st. Before I get to the next piece of this story, Nick, have you played any of the quote unquote enhanced versions of things like Dark Forces or any of the games that have been launched?
Not played any of the enhanced versions, but I did play, which is funny when I saw the thing about bounty hunters up until very recently. And I actually just noticed 2 nights ago, I think one of my children deleted it off my PS4 because that's how advanced I am as I'm playing games on a PS4. I did have bounty hunters. It was in the PlayStation Store. Yeah. It was the older version. It wasn't the updated enhanced version. And actually it was fun. Like I played that. Basically bounty hunters, Battlefront 2 and Fortnite. Those are the things I play on my PlayStation 4 as a nearly 50-year-old father of too many children. But so no, I haven't played any of the updated. I have never played Actually, that's not true. Knights of the Old Republic, my only experience with Knights of the Old Republic is actually on my telephone. There was an iPhone iOS version a couple years ago, and I tried to play that. I reached the point where I was on Dantooine and being killed by some sort of like wildlife dog wolf situation, and I gave up. So
I've always wanted to play through that game. I just can't get through it.
And
I've tried.
If there's, if the rumored whatever ever happens with that, and it is on PlayStation 4, and I can play it on the thing I have, then I would love to play that as well. But no, nothing updated, nothing advanced, other than like, I guess Skywalker Saga Lego would be the only like updated Star Wars video game for me.
Yeah, that's a fun one too. But I've played them and I still find them, they're awkward to play because now I'm so used to the newer controls and things like that. But the other game news this week is that Star Wars Outlaws went gold this week, which means that it is done, sealed, and ready to ship, and it's supposed to go out at the end of August. Nick, is that going to be the thing that makes you buy a PS5 because it's only going to be on the new? No, that's not going to push you over the edge.
And I have too many children. No, I honestly, and that was the thing. Like, Jedi Fallen Order was on PlayStation 4. I played that one. When Jedi Survivor came out, it was not on PlayStation 4, so I didn't get to play that. But I ended up sitting down and watching all the YouTube cutscenes of the story so that I could be a part of the conversation with everybody. I don't think there's not a lot of anything that's going to push me to. I take that back. If there's like an Outlander video game that my wife wants and it's only on PlayStation 5, that's how we end up with a PlayStation 5. Otherwise,
so somehow we have to get something to come out that your wife is excited about so that she can upgrade your.
Until she realizes she needs this video game. So, I'm excited about it. I'm excited for my friends that are going to get to play it. But yeah, it's just not in the grown-up responsibilities for my house.
Yeah. I'm glad I have a PS5 and I'll be getting it. I'm just not sure which version yet because there's a handful of different versions of it. But yeah, so video games, I think that's going to be the next big thing for Star Wars because after Acolyte ends, we have a bit of a hold until Skeleton Crew. So that's going to be where the next piece of news is, I think. So, but let's speak of more news. So
yes,
in an interview that hit, I think this morning, from Maggie Lovett at Collider. We know Maggie. Maggie knows us. She had an opportunity to talk to Leslie Headland. I did not read most of the article because honestly, I don't want to know much more about the last couple of episodes, right? Because there's, and you follow Twitter and you see these things come through and you're like, oh, I didn't really want to know that. But one of the questions she asked her, which I did see pop up, and then I went to the article and just searched for the word and then found it. She asked Leslie what she thought about the Rotten Tomatoes review bombing, which is just, to me, one of the funniest things that's happened as a result of new Star Wars. And Headland said, everybody knows what review bombing is like. Truly, when the show first came out, my publicist was like, okay, with the review. And I was like, does anybody take that seriously anymore? Perhaps the average, I understand the point of it, which is the average viewer would look at the site and say, oh, the user reviews are really low. But I think that if you're a Star Wars fan, I think you already know what review bombing is. So I guess if you're totally new to the fandom and you're considering watching the show, it could affect you. But I also think that my work in the past has been very word of mouth anyway. So I don't know if it's not that concerning, but I think it's pretty expected, I would say. So question I have for you, Nick, and the commentary, how pathetic is it that we now have to expect review bombing when a new show comes out? Skeleton Crew is already, I'm waiting for those review bombs to start. That show's not even coming out for 5 months, but how does the fandom, I guess the way I'll ask it is, if you're Lucasfilm, do you respond to it at all? Do you ignore it? How do you manage through all this?
If I'm Lucasfilm, I let it go because there's still so much that is positive. There's so many things that, you're going to hear from all the loud, excited, happy voices, your Star Wars Explained, your Children of the Watch, your TRB, whoever it is that's out there going, hey, there's new Star Wars. Let's watch this. Let's talk about it. Get involved with it. That is going to be the thing. Like, review bombs are going to happen. It's hilarious that when, the gang that can't shoot straight go in and accidentally review bomb other things that have the same name that aren't actually the thing they're trying to review bomb. That tells you everything you need to know. But the reality is it becomes arguing with a brick wall at some point, and I don't think it's worth it. I think it's worth it for, and I think our role at, I don't love everything Star Wars. You don't love everything Star Wars. There are things that have come out that aren't your flavor. You don't have to take a crap on it, but you also don't have to go out of your way to tell everybody, hey, I don't like this.
Sure.
But what I think we can do is we can look for those moments. And I don't know if I saw it in somebody's Discord server. I don't know if I saw it online, on Twitter, wherever it was. But in the last week, I saw somebody ask a question about, the latest episode of The Acolyte. And somebody responded and said, I haven't watched it because I saw that the review things that were happening were bad.
Yeah.
And like 5 people immediately were like, it's worth giving it a chance. Take it from me, somebody Yep. And so I think some of that battle, I don't want to use that word because there are real battles in the real world, but I think some of that battle is fought on a personal, connectional fandom level of going, these things are out there, but why would you believe what somebody else that is mad about their burnt Pop-Tarts in their basement said instead of going, hey, let me check it out for myself and go from there.
Well, it's like I told my friend, the chiropractor, who we tend to have, he's a big Star Wars fan, but he's also, he doesn't have a podcast. He's got a life. Right. So he
has a real job.
Last time I went to go get adjusted, he said, I haven't watched The Acolyte yet. And I said, why not? And he said, because I've read it's not great. And I was like, okay, so first of all, don't let that stop you from watching it. But I also recommended to him, as a sort of casual fan, to wait till it's all out and then binge it. Because this, again, I believe this show, I think one of the things that's hurting it, and we saw it this week, and we'll probably talk about it when we do the deep dive, but people were like, how did that helmet block a lightsaber? Well, give it 7 days and you get your answer right in the show. So chill out and watch the show. So, but review bombing it's the new way that people who are trying to find a voice get their voice. And I
think it's important to also point out, Pete, and we don't always get into this on here, but I was actually had the opportunity to talk to our friend Alex Robinson from Star Wars Minute earlier this afternoon for one of their upcoming weekend Patreon shows. And we were talking about different fandoms outside of Star Wars and, what am I involved in with, actually his question was, if there is, and I'm going to ask you this question because it's my show tonight and I get to do what I want.
There you go.
If it's not Star Wars, but there was another fandom specific con that existed or you could go to, what would that be?
I think my second biggest interest is probably Philadelphia Flyers hockey. Okay, so that would probably be it. Yep.
Yeah. So straight up, mine was Indiana Jones. Okay. There's not really I'm sure there are pockets of things, and I talked about Dragon.
Yeah, Alex Arnold actually just did a meetup in Florida this week.
I saw that. That was very cool. So this exists, and my point was bringing up is that this review bombing thing doesn't exist only in Star Wars vacuum.
Correct. Yep.
Marvel, we've had a ton of Marvel shows over the last several years, whether it's, Secret War, is that what it's called? Secret Wars. Hawkeye, Secret Invasion, Secret Invasion, whatever it is. Like those things happen there too. It's not exclusive to us as Star Wars fans. But we live in our silos. We live in our little vacuums and whatever it is. So it's not good, but I think the thing that we can do is share the thing we're enjoying with other people and go, hey, this is fun. You should check it out. And if somebody wants to know and they're curious and they ask you some follow-up questions, give them genuine feedback. That's the way to go.
And you're 100% right. I think I said it last week. I've been probably because our friend Arda has re-inspired me to get deep into the NHL, and these NHL forums, my God, they're just as bad as Star Wars. And there's political motivation and stuff. And it's just awful. So I think that's friends, take heart. The Star Wars fandom is broken and it's a mess, but you know what? So's everything else. So find what you like, find what you want to do.
And it's not there either, because I live in the deep South where college football is literally God above everything else. And every single team in the SEC has a, fan forum page and booster pages and, the ones that people pay $15 a month to be a part of to get recruiting news and coaching. And somebody goes and shows up and covers practice and then posts it on a forum and a message board. Like, it exists everywhere. we're not the only ones, but of course it's personal to us because this is the thing that we love.
This is our love. Absolutely. Well, speaking of our love, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we have a fun little game planned. I'm very excited and was surprised when I logged into the studio to find out what we're doing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I fully expect to show my lack of knowledge, which will be great. But we'll be back in just a moment with more ATG Live. And we're back. We're going to be doing some screen shifting and things here, but I'm going to turn it over to Nick. I'm going to do my best to kind of like follow your production lead on this. And, and
well, you were so kind as a stream that literally peeked behind the curtain as we were getting ready for this week. I said, yes, we're doing something. I'm going to plan it all. I just need you to show up. And then this afternoon, I was like, hey, by the way, I need you to make us a layout that looks like this. So I made you work for your own birthday stream. So I apologize.
That's quite all right. I do not mind it.
But we are going to play a game tonight. We like games. We did Match Game a while back. We've had some other ideas we've kicked around for some fun streams and games, which, speaking of, tiny teaser, next Thursday when we are back on our regular time, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to actually be joined by our friend Arda Ocal from ESPN. And we are going to have a trivia stream. Lots of people do trivia streams. I feel like, this isn't us keeping up. This is us doing our own version. Arda's going to host a Nick versus Pete trivia competition. And what I decided, Pete, is without really asking you, because it doesn't matter. This is going to add on to our season-long Braves-Phillies bet.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. What is on the line for the trivia stream next week is an additional $20 to what is going to be our season-long. If you're new, if you're tuning in, if you missed it, Pete's a huge Phillies fan. I'm a huge Braves fan. We have a season-long bet where it's $2 for every game that one team finishes ahead of the other at the end of the season. So if, the Braves finish 10 games ahead of the Phillies, that's $20 that Pete has to spend on a Star Wars collectible for me that he gets to pick out. So the loser still gets to have some input here. There's still some, fun elements to it. So at the end of the season, if based on the standings, it's $20, then it actually becomes $40 because of the trivia game next week.
And for the record, as of this moment, the Phillies are 9 games ahead of the Braves. They're not only ahead of the Braves, they're in first place. So that's $18.
It is, which would be $38 at the end of next week if Pete wins the trivia stream. And Jace, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm glad you're here. But this message doesn't make me feel happy. So, but in Pete's defense, Jace is also a Phillies fan. So
Jace. I knew. You know what? I knew Jace was something special. I knew it.
So there we go. That's next week. But tonight we're playing Wheel of Fortune, Star Wars Wheel of Fortune. I wanted to put together something fun, and I thought I'm going to be the host, the now former Pat Sajak role. Apparently, Ryan Seacrest. Nice. We're going to do this tonight, but we need some competitors. I need somebody for Pete to play against. So we have, and I'm just going to bring them in here because Pete made things for us. We have our friend Jordan. Jordan, thank you for joining us.
What is up, my friend?
It is good to be here, guys. I'm going to hijack your stream for just a second, Nick.
By all means.
I'm going to do 3 shout-outs. First off, I'm going to shout out to Nick and Pete. Nick and Pete have been just absolute godsends. They've helped me through a bit of a rough patch recently. So you guys rock. I appreciate you. Proud to be your friend.
Thank you, sir. Proud to be your friend as well.
My second shout out is to Jace, my lovely girlfriend in the comments. She also has been an absolute godsend. I love you, my darling.
Oh, very nice.
And the third shout out, you guys didn't want to get political, but we're going to make this a little political with Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire.
Oh, there it is.
Very soon. Shout out Dr. Chris Kempthal. Please check it out. I know what I'm going to be doing the rest of the night.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Hi, Jeff
I
and
saw
John.
you post
Glad
that.
to be here, guys.
I saw you post that on Twitter earlier today that it had arrived, and I was not at all jealous. Yes,
No.
I
I
was
have
a lot jealous.
never gone to my mailbox faster than today.
Very, very worthwhile. Well, also, we have a third competitor because if you've ever watched Wheel of Fortune, it's a 3-competitor game with a host. And I thought on Pete's birthday stream, who more appropriate to bring into this equation than Pete's dad himself, Randy, in the house.
Hey, happy birthday, son.
Oh, hey,
How you
it's
doing?
nice to see you. Thank you so much. Happy, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Quite literally.
That's true. And likewise. So we're playing Wheel of Fortuna tonight?
That's right.
Wheel
Wheel
of
of Good Fortuna. Gosh, I can't believe I missed that.
Oh,
Randy, on a production note, I texted you yesterday or Monday about this. That was your chance to tell me, hey, man, Wheel of Fortuna, that's where it's at.
Did you see what he did there? He
Yeah,
just
he turned it
shifted
on
it
you.
right over.
it's the way social media works. You can
That's
spin
right.
it
I
and
can't
twist
take
it.
blame.
Nick does slip.
I'm innocent. I am innocent. Well, we have, because I made Pete work on his own birthday stream, we do have a little setup here. I'm going to get some things added to the stage.
There you go.
Oh, that's not it. Bear with me while I rearrange. That's where it's supposed to be. We're going to do it. We're going to put Pete in the middle because it's his birthday. So, and you can't read that because it's too close to the screen. So we may have to adjust. Okay. It's a little bit bearskins and knives, old fashioned.
It's all right. It's the way we do things.
Dang it. I just lost that camera. So, fun fact, we're going to move Randy over here, and I'm going to hold the board because this multi-camera thing was not great.
Well, it was a good idea. It was a great idea.
Our first category is going to be person. All the traditional Wheel of Fortune rules apply. Lloyd is in the background. I may have to ask Lloyd to keep up with the score because we do have our little wheel at the bottom that we're going to spin. This is ridiculous already. Sorry.
I feel like I should preface by saying I suck at Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
So
Well, I can also
never
say
do
that
it.
when Wheel of Fortune they were doing their Star Wars show, Nick and I both auditioned and did not make it. So
did not get selected. Straight up, went through the audition process, played the practice games on a Zoom, the whole thing.
Did not get selected.
They didn't pick us, so we were not quality enough either. All right, so Pete. It's your birthday. You're in the first spot. We're going to spin the wheel for you.
All right. What if I want to solve? Just kidding.
It's going to be 900.
Whoa, that's a big one. All right.
900. What do you got for us?
Is there an R? I would like an R.
Right. Give me a minute. Talk amongst yourself.
He's doing Vanna, and he's doing Pat Sajak, and he's doing them all.
All right, everyone, cue up the Jeopardy. Well,
the good news is there are some R's in there, so that's good. So I can.
There are definitely some R's in there.
Put some music in.
Now we're talking. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We may not have to keep up with points, but there's $4,500 worth of
holy good gravy.
Wow. So Pete chose well. Do you want to take a guess or do we want to spin again?
No, I'm going to spin again. Let's spin that wheel again.
Let's get this one going on.
Here we go.
And you landed on 300. What do you want now, my friend?
I want a T. Is there a T?
A T. And let's point out, because I didn't earlier, the category is person.
Person.
There's 1.
So excited.
2 T's, which gives you 600 added to your 4,500 that I'm already going to forget.
I have to. I'm going to buy a vowel. Let me buy a vowel.
What do you got?
A. Give me an A.
All right, an A. I think this is gonna do good for you.
All right.
Also, you get to watch as a grown man has to spell things out in real time.
From Alabama, which is not easy.
Easy killer. Let's dial it back just a little bit. All right, here we go. You can spin or you can take a solve.
Okay,
I'm going to know if we're allowed to dial a girlfriend for help.
I'm gonna solve it. I think I got it.
Pete, tell me what you got.
I think I have Star Wars creator George Lucas.
You indeed have it correct.
nicely.
my
See, I'm
friend.
good at this stuff. I'm good.
Look at this.
Screw you, Wheel
Word
of Fortune in
games.
real life. I could.
That's
Pete's got this all the way.
And this is a way for me to
Doodly-doo.
show off my impromptu terrible handwriting. But there it is. Star Wars creator George Lucas. Pete gets the first puzzle right. I think we're just gonna have to go with a puzzles one
Yeah.
tally
All right.
here. Points.
Okay.
You know,
That's cool.
it's like whose line is it anyway? The points are made up and they don't matter.
Now I just want to watch whose line is it anyway.
Well, let's
That's
pass the
childhood
wheel
right there.
along to somebody else.
Yes. Next, we're just going to move our way down the line. Jordan's going to go first next time. Let me get our next puzzle board ready.
Those of you in the comments, did you guys get that ahead of time? Let me see. I'm looking through here. Who thought they had it before?
I wasn't even close.
You weren't even. I like that we have music in the background.
That's close. I got the Star Wars, and I'm like, Star Wars brother? No. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Star Wars brother. I can't even think of what that might be. All right, Nick,
I got
back
it.
to
All right.
you.
We are back. Our next
Oh, it's
category
the place.
is place. And Jordan is up next. So we're going to go ahead and spin that wheel. Unless Jordan's just going to solve it cold. I don't know that
I
we're
mean,
going to go the.
If I had any inkling, I would, but I got nothing. So let's spin that wheel.
All right. Let's give it a spin and see what we got. All right. We've got 800 for
Whoa.
you.
Ooh, give me a T. I'm thinking
All right.
T.
Let's get it. Let's get a T here.
Give me that
Um,
T.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And it's funny. Again, I love a good peek behind the curtain. Got home from work this afternoon, getting ready for this game. Had a dry erase board. Temporarily had a secondary camera. Couldn't find a dry erase marker in my house to save my life.
Oh, God.
So we have 3 T's in here.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And I also realized I hope this doesn't show up backwards for you guys. I hope it shows up. the
No,
right
we're
way.
seeing
that's
it.
right.
Nope, it's straight on.
Awesome. Perfect. So Jordan,
All
we
right.
can solve or spin. What you got?
Let's spin again.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
I'm feeling lucky.
Oh. Just missed the 5,000 to end up with the 600. What do
All
we
right.
got next?
Me and H.
All right, let's get an H.
I hope more than one H.
Wow.
I think this might be good news for you. Let's see what we get now.
I got it. You guys better not let it get to me because I got it.
I do too, I think.
Pressure on Jordan.
I'd like to buy an E.
Okay.
Oh, he's buying a vowel.
You can indeed buy an E. I know there's that one. There's that one. There's that one.
All right, let's spin.
All right. Look at this. I like it. Building the pressure. Or building up the points that don't actually count. One of the two. Oh, no.
Lose a turn.
Wow.
Oh,
Jordan
no.
went on lose a
Have I
turn.
mentioned that my luck is famously very bad?
So we move on to Randy. Randy, do you want to give it a spin? Do
Yeah,
you wanna
let's
solve
spin
it. All right, let's spin it.
Let's
Let's
spin.
see
I
what
want to build up the pot. Spin it.
happens. There we go. I like this. This is a gambler's mentality.
You bet.
300.
Whoa.
What you got?
Okay. Is there a P?
There is indeed a P. There's one P.
I'll take a P.
Not on camera, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd like to solve it there, Pat.
What do you got for us, my
I've
friend?
got the ice planet Hoth.
There it is.
Hey, wait a minute. You missed an H there at the bottom.
Oh, you did?
Wow.
There's no H there. I call
That's my
sheets
fault.
here. I'm gonna call sheets here.
You know what? Again, the guy from Alabama's in charge of words. So what did you expect to happen here?
It's kind of our own fault.
Yeah, this is
That was
what
a
happens
capital
when you
H. That's a capital.
This is what happens when you
Yeah.
let the kids
I
drive
should've
the car,
specified.
Jordan.
Yeah.
This is what happens when the kids are in charge of driving.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yes,
Someone
the game is
throwing
rigged.
the 3PO. We're doomed.
We are absolutely doomed. Yep, I have no excuse for that one. That one's on me. This becomes an Ed Wood situation all of a sudden. It's all rigged. So, moving beyond my blatant illiteracy, let me get the next one ready.
Okay, so Jordan, you didn't get that one. So that's
Jordan
I missed my
should
next
probably
turn.
split the points.
I wonder if it would so we're not doing points, we're just doing puzzles then. Puzzles one,
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. So we're really just spinning to make sure we don't get a bankrupt or or an opportunity to pull another letter. Okay, that's cool. I like that.
I feel like nobody can keep up with the points here.
There's just no way.
I think I kind of told Lloyd to do that, but I also don't really want Lloyd to have to do that because ultimately it doesn't matter.
Lloyd, just do all the things.
Okay, so let me make sure we're gonna do our best here, people.
Meantime, I'm just admiring that blaster in the background of Nick's stream there. That is nice.
That's like, is that an Empire Strikes Back year blaster, Nick? Your Han Solo?
Yes, it
Blaster.
is. No, it's Return of the Jedi.
Ooh, that is a beauty.
Oh,
Cool.
Vintage, and wait for it.
sounds,
Batteries are in it. It still makes the terrible noise.
sounds
Just
just
like in
like
the movie.
it. That's right.
Yeah, just like in the movie. It's like you are already there. All right.
Honestly, my favorite thing about going on podcasts, getting to just silently admire the collections in the background.
Absolutely.
We got an actual actually here. It's a DL44.
Thanks, Lloyd.
yes.
It is. It is indeed a DL44. All right, so Randy solved that, so I guess we're back to Pete, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
I-
we are.
Oh,
Is that how Wheel of Fortune works?
I think he would start the third puzzle.
Randy does?
Yeah, we'll let him start the third
Okay,
puzzle.
cool.
Good.
All right.
I'll be honest, it's been a
Randy?
long time since I saw Wheel of Fortune.
What do we have here?
The last time I was
It's a
homesick from
thing.
school in 1993.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Okay.
It's a board.
Is,
I win.
is there a T?
There is
Oh,
probably
I'm
going
sorry.
to be a T. No, you're fine.
I'm okay. I'm going to stick with the T, though.
Perfect. And I'm going to make sure I don't miss any this time.
Double check it.
Don't
Nothing
worry,
worse
we'll
than
just-
being bad at your own game.
Don't worry, Nick. We'll have to leave about that for the next 6 to 8 months.
It's
So
fine.
stick around because after this game we will be talking a little bit about ATGLive if you're around. Okay.
Yes, we are. All right. There are 3 T's in this
Holy
thing.
shit.
Wow.
And there is an
Dang.
apostrophe. I hope that's apparent up there.
Okay.
There's an apostrophe in that second word.
Okay. How
We'll
many
give it a-
points do I have?
A billion at this point.
That's great.
And you just spun and you didn't lose a turn or get bankrupt. So what letter would you like, my friend?
Is there an S like
Is there
Sam?
an S? That is a great guess because I told you there's an apostrophe. So we're going to get you there. We're also going to get that one and that one. And I do believe we have them all. All right.
Okay. Okay. Let's spin.
Let's spin it and see what happens.
I don't know what this is.
All right. You're still in the game. What number, or not number, what letter do you want?
What
Wrong
squiggly
game.
line do you want?
Is there an R?
There is an R.
Ooh. Ooh. Angry Tasty Cakes knows it. I don't. How you feeling about it, Jordan? You got any clue? I'm clueless.
I've got an inkling.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I am still skipping a turn, so I am not getting this one.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Yes, sir. What would you like?
Give me an A.
Okay.
Hey.
A.
Hey.
Jace, I just sent it to you in Discord DMs. I think I'm right.
He's doing the phone a friend.
We're going Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on this.
Okay. I'd like to spin.
Okay, let's spin it again. Let me get over here.
Gambling here.
Let's see what we got. Oh no! Oh no! It landed on lose a turn.
Oh no!
All right, Peter, you are up.
I am. That
you can spin it and be wild. You can solve right away.
I'm gonna solve right away because that is, and I'll tell you why my dad doesn't know this because he's not on social media, so this doesn't mean as much to him as it does to us. It is Boba Fett's starship.
Yes, it is. It is indeed Boba Fett's starship.
Yes. So many people were upset about the name being changed from Slave One.
Yep.
But there we go.
That's the one. That's the one right there. Let me look at this.
Oh no!
Awesome.
Sure I have that one handy. All right.
It was the camera that didn't work that I knocked on the floor. That's fine. Let's see what time we got. Let's do one more before we move over to talking about some Acolyte and keeping this party moving.
All right. Let's let Jordan go first if he wants.
All right.
Unless you want me to go. All right.
Yeah, we're just gonna forget they'll miss a turn because I want to get back in this.
All right, now I've got to be. Bear with me. There's nothing better than watching somebody write things on camera.
That's why we have music.
Here's a fun Pete birthday fact, by the way.
Now we're talking.
Did a research, and Leslie Headland, you all know who she is. When she was born, Pete had just seen The Empire Strikes Back in the movie theater for the 12th time.
Yeah. Yes, Leslie and I talked a lot about that.
That's true. And it could have been down in Louisiana, too. So I'm not exactly sure where he saw it. But
back in the old days, I didn't even know they had movie theaters down in my neck of the woods.
It was they had to be shown during the daytime, which didn't work out so well.
Exactly. All right, we're back for our next one. Our category is place again.
Okay.
And you get all the letters this time, Nick.
Jordan's gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna not cheat Jordan out of letters this time, but we're gonna hit spin and make sure he gets to actually pick a letter. So let's see what happens.
Watch me get miss a turn.
Looks like he's in good shape. All right, Jordan, what you got?
Give me an S.
Okay.
Immediately no S's.
Yeah, no S's. Sorry. And then you just have to imagine that there is an S somewhere on there that Nick didn't put on there. You have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nothing better than playing a game wondering what are they not telling me.
We're just going.
Hey. Are you okay? Yeah.
There is one S.
Oh no!
In our puzzle.
Okay.
Oh, let me spin again.
I'm gonna spin.
All right, and you're in the clear. What you got next?
Give me a T.
All right.
T.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And there
All
are
right,
two
I see Nick.
T's.
I see Nick checking off all of them.
That's right. I'm extra
Double
extra
checking.
vigilant now.
Let's spin her again.
All right, let's spin it again. See
We're
what
gonna
we
need a
get.
few more letters here. I got the first word.
All right,
Give me an
you're
H.
still in an H. All right.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes, I
Do
am.
me a personal favor. Be optimistic.
Yes, ma'am. This is terrific. You're not going to believe how well this is going to turn out. It's going to be great.
That's the most underrated line in the Rise of Skywalker.
I was going to say,
by the way.
I like the fact that it's all just, right here and appropriate to this silly
That
game I've
is
come up
the
with.
most appropriate use I've ever seen for that. All right, we're gonna buy an E.
All right, let's
Ooh,
buy an
it's
E.
E.
I think you're about to be in luck, my friend.
I'm gonna buy an E with my imaginary points. I'm liking the amount of marker movement I'm seeing.
And I hope you like the sweat beads that I'm creating as I make sure I don't miss any. Okay, we're back.
Whoa.
Oh,
Ooh, 2 E's at the end. Wow.
Let's spin her again.
Oh
no!
Okay, still in the clear. What you got next?
Give me a B.
I got it. I got it.
B, he says.
Yeah.
There are no B's. I am.
No. 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 No.
Is it too late for me to tag Lloyd in?
It is too late for you to tag Lloyd in, but we're gonna
Damn.
go on to Randy now. Randy, you're next. What are we gonna do here?
The
Oh, look at that. What you got, my friend?
is there an R?
Is there an R?
Nope.
There is not an R.
Oh,
That's right. All right, Pete.
Can I just solve it?
You absolutely can solve it.
I think Jordan Matt is from the Peter Mayhew Foundation, correct?
Yeah, that would be Mr. Matthew
Yeah.
Egan.
So this is dedicated to Matthew Egan. This is the Wookiee planet Kashyyyk.
Oh,
There it is. There it is.
Yes. 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 Got all kinds of stupid shit that we can pop up there.
I'm always so impressed with your production quality. When I get my, podcast going, I'm coming to you guys.
I was really hoping, and there's no real reason for anybody to do this, but I was really hoping for somebody to ask for a Y, because there's nothing better than having a word with 3 Y's in a row to just mess with your head.
Exactly.
So, that was a tremendous amount of fun. I think
that was great.
There were
It
some winners. There were no losers, but ultimately, this is Pete's birthday stream, so I think Pete did win Star Wars Wheel of Fortune tonight. So congrats to you, my friend.
What do I win?
You win. Hopefully, the Phillies going on a terrible losing streak.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yes.
With that said, we are going to take a quick break, and then we are going to come back and we're going to talk about last night's episode of The Acolyte, because we have another friend that I brought in here specifically for that purpose. Jordan and Randy, you are both welcome to stick around if you like. It's totally up to you.
Well, you're stuck with me at this point.
Did you watch Acolyte last night, Dad?
yes, I did.
Okay,
no,
good.
actually, no. I watched it about 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, let's hit that quick break. And when we come back, we'll have a whole bunch of people talking about Acolyte, and we'll be watching the chat because we want to hear what you also thought of what I thought was a much better episode than a lot of people seem to be saying. We'll take a very quick break, and we'll be back with more ATG Live. And we are back with ATG Live, your Thursday night home for all things Star Wars news, conversation, deep dives, travel tips. If you want to,
if you want to figure out what you need to do when you visit the Wookiee planet Kashyyyk, as we just solved in the puzzle,
what to do when in Kashyyyk,
Pack
50 things you must do.
Yep. If you've got like those things they wore in Game of Thrones on their feet, the ice climbing things to climb the wall. Like you're going to need that. Lots of trees in Kashyyyk, people living in trees. There's a lot of stuff. So come to us. We'll give you those tips.
That's why we're here.
It's very terrific.
But we're also here to take deep dives into the new and exciting shows. So I'm gonna save Lloyd, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit this bumper, and then we'll bring in some friends to talk about the Acolyte. Gotta hit that bumper every single week because I love. Who's that on the screen?
Look at that!
Look,
it's
and
the
he's
man, the myth, the legend.
He's wearing the shirt promoting his new business. Our good friend,
and he's muted.
Oh, look at that! I am muted. It's on the shirt. It's on the background. You want to talk
it's everywhere.
About
hey, Chris. What is Bro Axiom Outpost for those that may not know?
Bro Axiom Outpost is a new up-and-coming collectibles, toys, and comic store online right now. We're going to be selling the best that there is when it comes to Star Wars merchandise, first and foremost. And we'll also be selling stuff from G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Ninja Turtles, like everything pop culture, dorky, and nerd-related. We will have it there. It is going on right now. It's kind of like a soft launch right now. While the website's being finished, everything right now is on our eBay store. So, if you got a couple bucks, you want to help out a dear friend in this community.
Did I miss my window? I threw it in the chat before. Did I miss my window on the Stranger helmet?
Yes.
Damn it.
Yeah. So I may be able to get some more, but yeah, as of right now, I'm sold out.
That's that. Well, I'm glad you're sold out. That's good for you. Sucks for me.
That's right. Buy from Chris. I'm here to tell you, buy from Chris. Make the magic happen.
Buy from Chris. I have no room for it, so it's kind of okay, I guess. But I literally right now in this room next to me, there's like it's a guest room, and there's like 4 or 5 helmets just sitting on a bed, and my wife is like, "What are you going to do with these helmets?" And I'm like,
"Squeeze a couple of helmets."
I could probably put a couple more in there, right?
Trying to be all nice and neat.
Yeah.
And I want the record to show I was there in May, and I sat in front of that shelf of helmet. He's not applying himself as well as he should.
There's more room. We can make it
That's
happen.
Right.
We can make it.
We can always try harder.
Listen, you're running out of space. I got plenty of space here.
Let's just ship them to Jordan.
That's right. Ship them to Jordan. You'll be.
I got a clone helmet sitting out there that and yeah.
Well,
anyway,
let's jump into Acolyte, episode 6. Right, there's 2 more left. We've got 6 of the 8. I'm blanking on what the name of the episode was last night, but
it was Teach. What was it? It
was Corrupt and
Corrupt and Teach. Yep,
Corrupt and Teach. Okay, so first question right out of the gate. What are we thinking about this title format? Like, we've had a couple that have had the slash. We've had one or two that was just the single word.
Yeah.
Are you picking up any clues in there? Do you like what they're doing with that? Chris, you've got opinions, I can tell.
I think with the whole slash thing, I think they're doing the whole duality thing, you know, between Oshet and May.
Sure.
So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's even present in, you know, I love good marketing and that kind of stuff, but like the logo, the word acolyte, you've got the two rings on the O, you know, that's slightly overlapping that can represent May and Osha. It can represent dark and light, like there is. And yeah, Lloyd's also on it. We've heard a bunch of rule of two, the power of two. I mean, there's lots of that kind of duology going on in there.
Yeah.
Randy, you said to me earlier when I texted you today and said, we're going to talk about Acolyte, we wanted you to be a part of it. You tried to beg off, but actually your perspective is one that I want. As you say, the very, very old guy, you're not quite that old. We'll go with two varies.
We'll go with two varies. I think that's
right. But as somebody who is not, like, you're a huge Star Wars fan, but you're not as invested as the other four of us on the screen. Give me kind of the wide view of how you're feeling about Acolyte and then what you felt about this episode.
I like the story. I like the story a lot. I want to start with the positives. I like the story a lot. I like the viewpoint a lot. I like the actors themselves a lot. I wish the characters would be explored deeper. I have to be honest and say, maybe it's because I watch too many police shows on television, but I have to be honest and say that I haven't really gotten into having any kind of sympathies for any of the characters. I think if any of the characters, no matter who they were, whether they're the lead characters, side characters, whatever, if any of them suddenly died or whatever, I wouldn't feel bad. I don't have that emotional attachment, and I think they could do a better job of it.
I'll add to that because I think Jackie dying last week was the only time in any Star Wars that I can remember in quite a long time, and I can't even name a time where when a character died, I literally gasped out loud. I was literally like, that one hurt.
So and let me ask you this, was it the character or was it how she died?
It was the character, because because to me, for me, I felt like she was like a live action Omega in many, many ways. And that's from the Bad Batch. So for those that don't watch animation, she was young. She was very intelligent. She was not afraid to speak up. You know, she was, and I thought she was, yes, absolutely, Brian. I am full on Jackie Jam. Yes. I am all there.
Same.
But yeah, first of all, it was surprising she died. Second of all, it was just the way she died. And third of all, I just thought this character had so much potential. And it was one of the few characters of all of them. And I agree with you, Dad. Like, the characters, in fact, I kind of feel like they're all bad guys at this point, which is a great show to have.
It's a great narrative piece to have, is that you don't trust anybody. Like, there's really not anybody.
Yeah, so lost any trust I had this week. That went right out the window.
But
the only one we can trust now is Basil. It's the only one we can trust.
Basil.
The little otter guy. Yep.
I don't see them as good guys or bad guys, and that's kind of part of my problem. I can't sympathize with them, and I can't be angry with them either, you know.
So let me throw something at you and everybody at the same time. I'd love to get everybody's points on this. So Children of the Watch is a really great podcast, and for some reason, they're perfect for me. Like, the times of their shows last about as long as it takes me to mow my lawn. So I end up mowing my lawn on like Wednesdays or Thursdays, and so these guys are they're literally doing their show at like 5 a.m. because it's dropping before I'm outside. So if you're not a fan of Children of the Watch, you should be checking them out if you like deep dives into like some of the real interesting details. But one of the points they made, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it's an interesting point that I'd love to get your thoughts, Dad, and then Jordan and Chris as well. they say that they've stretched the mystery out a little too long, and it's getting frustrating because we don't know anything really at this point. To me, I think it's okay. But Dad, do you think that's part of your problem with the show at this point?
I never thought of that. Let me think about it. No,
Okay.
it's not part of. It's not part of my problem with the show. I like the speed that it's going along, and I like the mystery, and it still makes me want to come back next week and see the next show. So
yeah,
it can't be a problem. Not for me, anyway.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think? I'm sorry, Jordan.
I'm a sucker for a good slow burn. So, do you want to go first? You want me? You shoot first. I shoot first.
Yeah. Who goes first? I shoot first. You shoot.
I'll go then you. I'm a sucker for a good slow burn, and I found that every single week that me and Jace watch this every week as soon as it drops together, and I'm finding at the end of every episode, I hit the point where I'm just like, wait, I need more, and that's kind of. It really kind of lets them build that hype up, Then they get the social presence going.
Yeah.
People, Jackie Jam, Yord Horde. It just kind of adds to the ambiance of it.
Yep, I agree. Chris,
for someone who has trust issues anyway, I wasn't I'm either way on any of these characters, and anyone can turn. And last night, as someone who's a fan of the dark side, it was beautiful. I found I was talking to Claire right afterwards, and I said I was cackling like Palpatine during this entire episode, and I wasn't even trying to. That's just my love of the dark side, and seeing just how how someone tries to manipulate someone to turn to the dark side and everything. So every time Chimera was talking with Osha, I was just like, yes. I literally said, do it. And I wasn't even trying to sound like Palpatine. When it came to her putting on the helmet, I was like, do it.
So Chris, I got to ask you, because you are the comic book guy, and the superhero guy, and the DC universe guy. To me, Chimera, from episode 2, when we met him for the first time, he always felt to me like the Joker of Star Wars. I haven't seen anybody be that manipulative and kind of just wishing for chaos and doing whatever he needed to whoever he needed to make it happen. Do you think that's a fair connection or no? I mean, again, you have that insight. So
every character, every situation in this show, I can't pinpoint anything on anyone until it's all over.
Yeah.
Because everything keeps changing. I was last night. I was first of all, I was sure that was Octo one.
Yeah.
And then someone at Vader's Order, I think this guy on Twitter put this thing out that it's this other planet that's rich in cortosis, as you can see in the cave, and that Tenebris and Plagueis take over, something like that. Because that's Legends, and I don't read that shit. But so I was like, okay, maybe that's not Octo. And then I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's and I'm like, oh, that's for Vanessa Rose, Padawan, because of the scar on his back. And now I'm like, you know what? Because I'm like, that may not even be the case, because every time I think I've got something, it's like I've said. The one thing about this show is there's this line from this wrestler named Roddy Piper, and his line was, just when you think you have all the answers, I change the question. So I can't go into this anymore with theories or anything like that, because it's all going to get just blown out of the water. So yeah, I can't tell. I can't call it on anything.
You don't have the streak that I have, but every prediction I've ever made in Star Wars has been not wrong, what I like to call loud wrong. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, you want to talk loud wrong? Let's talk Bad Batch.
Wait, who? Scar what?
Scar what now? Well, hey, listen, I called Vanessa Rowe on June 6th. I called Vanessa Rowe as the Sith Master on June 6th.
I don't know about Sith Master.
Oh, I think she's his master.
But I think if she's his master, because he said he was a Jedi at one point.
Right.
And then his master threw him away. That could
be
her.
Master Padawan. It could be her.
could be a Luke Kylo thing. Somebody put it in the chat as well. I don't
Could
remember.
be.
Yeah.
You want to talk about luck when it comes to predicting things? How about that time, like when Ahsoka was coming out? I tweeted out about Zeb the night before it dropped, and then I wake up in the morning
Nice.
people being like, "How did you know?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I didn't know anything.
What do you even mean? Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
Well, tons of predictions. We're going to keep talking about Acolyte a little bit more. Chris, I know you've got to dip out on us. We're so thankful that you popped in.
Brother,
We
great
love
to see you, my friend.
Good to
So
see you
good to
guys.
see you,
man.
Pete, happy
Good to see
birthday,
you, man.
brother.
Thank you, my
Good to see
friend.
you
Thank
guys.
you.
All right.
Awesome. We'll see you soon, buddy. So this is where we are. We're 6 episodes in. We've gotten some flashback. We got the May and Osha, kind of a little bit of that origin story. I think it feels like the kind of common knowledge that we're heading towards for next week is that we may get another flashback episode to bring back some other details. I don't know what we're going to get, but at this point, what are we looking for in the last 2 episodes? Jordan, maybe I'll throw it to you first. What do you see coming our way? Let's speculate wildly. I don't care.
I'm thinking we got 2 episodes left?
2.
Yes.
Yep.
2. Okay, so my guess is the next one, if they're going the same slow burn, next one's going to be a combination of as things are happening and flashbacks to his training as a Jedi. I will gamble that they will keep his master hidden in those flashbacks until the last possible second, and then it's going to be somebody we don't even know. Or it's going to be somebody we know and don't expect. Spoiler alert, Plo Koon was actually the bad guy all along.
It was Plo Koon all along.
No, I think they're gonna stick with the slow burn format, and they're gonna keep us right in suspense until the last possible second. They'll probably show another shot of dead Jecki and Yord also just to mess with us.
Oh my! That dead Jecki was just like, come on! I'm still getting over it. Oh.
I saw a tweet out earlier. Someone in last week tweeted that they just wanted to see a little more Jecki and a little more Yord, and then this week they tweeted out, not like that, not a corpse on the ground.
That's funny. And Nick, you're muted if you're talking to us. And now your camera's gone. And
I don't know what I'm doing now. But what I was going to chime in, what I was going to chime in right behind Jordan was exactly that tweet, and I don't know if it was somebody I texted who said it or if I saw it on Twitter. But that's literally the thought I had. I was like, yeah, I wanted to see them. That wasn't what I wanted. Might as well have on their eyes.
It's not what we wanted, but it's what we needed.
Right
now, I've got an enormous question for
yes,
you
please.
divers here. Has it been determined whether or not they're going to have a second season of Acolyte yet, or are they still waiting on it?
I Jordan, what's your thought? I think it's unofficial that they're going to have a second season, right?
I feel like I read something about it.
And I'll bounce on the back of that because, and I tweeted this today, and I firmly believe this. This is so important. This show has to stick the landing. This show cannot leave anything open for season 2 because there's so much out there. If they look, I liked Ahsoka a lot. I thought that was a fun show. I thought it was really cool. I thought Rosario grew into the role. I thought there were so many good things about that show. But the ending of Ahsoka really bothered me because it was like, hey, we're just setting up for the next season. And that drives me nuts about streaming shows. Even like House of the Dragon. Yes, it ended on a cliffhanger, but the show, if they never came back with a season 2, that's fine. So they cannot leave us there. Is that why you're asking the question, Doug? Because you want to know where this is going to end, right?
Nick had asked what we expect in the last 2 episodes. And the answer to that question to me all hinges on whether or not they're going to come back with another season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't come back with another season, I can see a couple of redemptions coming up. But if they do, the redemption part is going to be, it's just going to carry over into the second season.
It's something that I've called this for many years, and this may be my hot take for the night. It's what I call the Lost problem. For anybody who loved Lost, like I loved the first 3 seasons of Lost. Halfway through the third season, when it like took this, you started into it and you didn't know where it was going to go. Like what Lost did in the beginning with the flashbacks and like building the stories of the individual characters in the show, we've been conditioned with shows, and certainly streaming shows, premium shows, HBO, whatever it is, to ask the question, is this going to be tied up in one? Basically, it's limited series versus is this a show with multiple seasons? A limited series indicates 4 to 6 or 7 episodes, neat and tidy, tied up with a bow. And Randy, that's the question I hear you asking is, in the next 2 episodes, is this going to be tied up and done? Or are we hanging up like Ahsoka? Ahsoka felt a similar way. Ahsoka had to have been done with the understanding that a second season's coming. There's too many things hanging out there. But at this point with this show, we have no idea. So I think it's a very valid question to ask. We haven't heard anything official as far as I know. So I'm going into it with the understanding of the next 2 episodes puts a bow on this particular thing.
I really hope it does.
Just for the sake of throwing out a theory, I kind of have had 2 running in my head. And one is going to be either an actual Sith Lord pops up and kills Smilo Ren for drawing too much attention, or Sol and Vern end up going at it. Sol wants to come clean, Vern doesn't want him to, and Vern kills Sol and blames it on Smilo Ren.
I think there's a lot to be said for the line where Mog did something to the effect of, did Master Sol do this? And she's like, that is a hell of an accusation.
My love, says, I will not stop calling him Smilo just because it amuses me. Fine, we'll go Darth Teeth.
But I think I think Vernestra set it up. Vernestra was like, hey, that's a good idea. We can blame Sol. And yeah, it's not gonna. And again, what's so cool about this is the good news, bad news. I mean, Dad, you were saying you don't like any of the characters. You don't have that much love for any of the characters. I think that's important. But I think it's also a little bit of anybody can be the bad guy at this point. So,
yeah, I think all of that works. Pete, do you have any predictions? I mean, obviously the Vernestra thing is, I'm behind you with that. I think that I don't think Sol. I'm going to give Sol the benefit of the doubt. I think Sol is a good guy. I think he's pure at heart. I think he's stuck in the middle, and I think he's I think he's dealing with past decisions he made. Past decisions that deal with May and Osha when they were young, and so jumping to hyperspace seconds before Vernestra and her crew shows up is not because he's being shady. I think it's because he wants to go ahead and have the peace and the space to be able to talk to her, apologize to her, try and maybe save her or set her back on a better path.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he did that. Go ahead.
By the way, you know what I think is interesting? I just thought of this now. We've been spending how long, Pete, talking about the show, talking about Acolyte.
Yeah,
have we talked about the twins at all?
Interesting point. Very interesting. And again, another thing from Children of the Watch, they said they had an interesting comment that the show would benefit from just May or Osha, which is an interesting call. Yes, we have not spoken about the twins at all, which is very, very interesting. Very interesting.
It's telling, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Either their characters haven't developed the way they should, or nobody cares about them.
I feel like they're sort of the tool to tell the story versus the story itself.
Excellent point.
Yeah.
Brian Finnessy says the string in the corkboard has more options than when I was speculating that Baylan Skoll was actually Jorah Sabath. You're not wrong. There's a lot out there. And here's what's exciting about it. We have 2 more episodes. We have more things to speculate about it. We're going to be on the next couple of weeks. We're going to be breaking it down with all of you. Jordan and Randy, we may even make this a thing the last 2 episodes. We may get y'all back in here because I love the perspectives and the things that y'all have said.
Awesome.
But what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to a quick commercial break. And then when we get done, we've got a couple of our friends, our patrons, who want to call in and wish Pete a happy birthday and maybe give a couple of their thoughts as well. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back with some more ATG Live. We are back with more ATG Live. I jumped in front of Pete and said, look, it's not your night. It's your birthday stream, but you're not in charge. So I'm
just
trying to take over.
It's
That's right. Shut
better.
up and
it's probably better.
Take people, talking about how much
people will be DMing us saying that was the best show you ever did. Keep Pete out of it as much as possible.
No. That's not at all true. But one of the things we wanted to do before we get out of here this week is I sent a message to all of our Patreon supporters. We have a great group of patrons who support the work we do, have been with us, most of them for a really long time now, since the beginning. And I wanted them to have a chance to call in, certainly to wish you a happy birthday and talk about, how great you are, because you are. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to jump right into it. And we've got our first caller. We've got I don't know, do we have a caller bumper still available?
No, but I can use something here. Let me take a look here.
Okay, use something, and then we're going to get to Brian Fennessy. So
okay, here we go.
Shut the
up. Brian, I'm sorry. It was the first thing I hit. I didn't mean anything by it.
Sure you did. I actually believe that too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's basically how Pete talked to Brian the whole time.
No, it is
pretty much.
No, I have seen. Look, the last 2 Star Wars events in movie theaters, I have had the privilege of doing it with Brian.
Yes.
So Brian is awesome,
and he curses like a sailor every time.
I do.
That's why we like him. That's why we all get along.
Yes, we saw Phantom Menace with Nick. Nick was up here, and then we met Chris down in Philly, and we watched the first 2 episodes of ATGLive together. So.
We did. Happy birthday, my dude.
Thank you, my friend. Yes,
absolutely.
I'm actually, my birthdays are actually going in reverse. I've decided I'm going to Benjamin Button this shit, and I'm done getting older. It's
all right. And can I get some of that?
Seriously, yeah. Can we?
I'll send it your way. Yeah.
I do want to get in on one thing, because we have another friend in the background that we're going to bring in to talk to Pete next. If you have any spoiler things that you feel like you want to say, let's keep them spoiler free, because we have a friend who is not up to speed yet, but did want to call in and talk. So he jumped in early. And then when I said, now we're going to talk about ATGLive, he jumped out, and I texted him to come back in. So let's fawn over Pete. Let's talk about how awesome he is. Yeah. But if we have any spoilers, let's keep those for later.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, the show is great. So far, that's my feelings on it. I've never seen a Leslie Headland show or movie that I'm aware of before, but I'm kind of liking how everything is still a mystery. And every time, everyone starts doing what they always do, we all get shown it's wrong.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the great things with the show. This is, again, is a no spoiler comment. It's one. I mean, we said it when we walked out when we saw the first 2 episodes together. Yeah. This show feels like the first Star Wars show on Disney Plus that I would like to have seen dropped all at once, and I think it probably would have helped defeat some of the negativity online. Because as we saw this week, again, David, no spoilers, but we got an answer just the week later when people were bitching about something that they wanted to complain about from from their perspective. So
and we've said it, it's not new to any of us, but we've gotten it certainly in the last. I feel like Ahsoka is the thing where it showed up more. Like it's always been in the back of our mind, but it was some point early on in Ahsoka, and the analogy that couldn't be more better is like you're putting a puzzle together. And you put the frame together, you've started working on one corner, but you're already bitching about how the puzzle doesn't look right. We're like, hey, here's an idea. Let's finish the puzzle. And like, I don't know what point at watching TV shows we went, I've seen 3 of the 8 episodes, but I can't believe it's not what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
What? Like, where does that make sense?
It's 2 things. And Brian, tell me if you agree with this. Number one, it's an impatience that social, I mean, who was it? I think it was, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Michael Rooker. He was talking about how in the new Western from Dances with Wolves guy, Costner. Costner. He says, we have this TikTok attention span, but I also think the reality is it's people who are just like looking for something to complain about. And you're not going to be spoon fed everything, and that's an issue just broadly.
Yeah.
I think. Yep.
And not only that, the grifters have 6 days just to spin whatever garbage they can, and they know it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. 100%. And if you look at the things that they went with today, and again, I'm not going to say anything, but they were dumb arguments. They were just they were literally looking for problems. It's like watching Star Wars: A New Hope, and then saying something to the effect of, "Well, they didn't tell us what the Clone Wars were, so I have no idea what that's all about. How am I supposed to enjoy this movie?"
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's part of this. And wait, because you're going to get it. So
and this is a great point from Jordan. Unfortunate byproduct of streaming times, the expectation that you will know everything immediately or have access to everything. And that's like, I've seen a bunch of conversations. I've never seen The Bear. I've heard how good The Bear is on Hulu. I haven't watched any of it, but The Bear dropped its new, I think it's 3rd season this week or last week. And they dropped the whole thing all at once. And there's been, it reignited this whole conversation of like, is it better to get it all at once? Is it better to get it week to week? Because what we used to get everything all at once, then we went back to week. So House of the Dragon, The Boys, like all the things that we're getting week to week. Here's my thing, and it's very straightforward. If you give it to me all at once, I will watch it all at once.
All right.
Yeah.
But if you give it to me week to week, it kind of forces me to sit in it. It forces me to think about it. It forces me to go, maybe I want to watch that again and see what I missed. So it plays with the expectation game. And something about Lost, you know, Jordan, we were talking about Lost earlier. You know, Lost was one of those ones that did a bunch of kind of groundbreaking, bigger things early on. But also, we were still kind of in that like traditional water cooler mode. Like you watched it and then you went to work and talked about it with the people at work, not as much online because we weren't as chronically online back when Lost came out as we are now. So there's a lot of little nuances in there that feed into a bunch of this. But really, the reality is it's an 8-episode show. You've seen 5. Why are you complaining it didn't go the way you wanted? There's still 3 left.
Right. Yep.
Because I can make money off of it.
Well, that's just
because that's the loudest of the voices are the ones that can make money off of it. But I think if we were to take a wide angle view of it and say, who are the people complaining about it? They fall into that category. It's not Randy. It's not my dad. It's not like my dad called me today because we have a thing when the new episode, he either watches that night or like he watched it today at 5 o'clock in the morning because he's an old man. And he called me this afternoon and said, "Hey, so I watched the new episode." And I said, "Yeah, what'd you think?" He goes, "Wait, what did he say?" Oh, he said, "So is he trying to turn the one twin to the dark side?" Like his entire takeaway from this episode was, is he trying to, pull her to the dark side?
Careful, spoilers. Careful.
Yeah. So,
careful.
There's the thing that was generic enough. I was watching. I see David in the background. But that was his entire takeaway from it because my dad is not online. He's on Facebook, but he's on the kind of Facebook where it's not connected to Star Wars or anything like that. And so it's a very user level, just this is what I saw, this is what I got. So I don't know. It's fun. And I'm excited that we get to continue to do this. And I think that when we have these kinds of conversations, it can help us share it with other people, like all of our dads or like all of our, whoever else it is.
Absolutely.
Brian, thank you so much for popping in here. I've got a couple more folks hanging out in the background that want to pop in and say something to Pete. So we're going to send you on your way, my friend.
On my way.
We will see you also again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Happy
Awesome,
birthday
Brian.
again, Pete.
Thank you,
You
my
guys
friend.
have a great night.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy. See ya.
Later, dude. Bye.
Excellent.
Oh, that's nice. That was nice.
Always good to see Brian Fennessy. And I've met Brian Fennessy in real life, which makes it even better. All right. I've got another caller. I've got somebody else. This guy's at work right now, and you're so important to him that he took the opportunity to call in from work. So let's do
Do me a
this.
personal favor. Be optimistic.
Yes, ma'am. This is terrific. You're not going to believe how well this is going to turn out. It's going to be great.
Hey, give him the reminder on the spoilers.
That's right. Jeff Quaglio in the house.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, buddy?
Spoiler free zone, but
Yeah,
what's up?
That's it. Pete, what's up, my friend? Happy early birthday.
Thank you, man. And while
Me
you're
and my
there,
wife
I
share
need.
a birthday, so that's easy for me to remember. So
Wait,
that's
what's that?
cool.
It's the same as
you
your
and my
wife's
wife share a birthday, so it's
Oh
easy
my
for me
goodness,
to
really?
remember.
Well, I knew. Yeah, your wife is. Tell her she's a wonderful human being.
She's a wonderful human being. Shares a birthday with a fabulous person. How about that?
That's it.
So I'm gonna take a quick veer out of Star Wars for a second, just because I finally got Pete on the phone now.
Yeah.
I just like to welcome you back into the Flyer world of no goalie.
We got the big Russian dude.
Is he okay? Well, we've had Russian guys before back there, Roman Czechmonic, and it didn't work out so well in the playoffs. Yeah, I love seeing former Flyers kissing the Stanley Cup as they skate around the ice rink, and I'm like, that guy was dog crap for the Flyers for 2 years.
Right, he sucked when he was with us.
Yeah,
yes.
We dumped him off for a sack of nickels or something. And
well, Cam Atkinson just signed with Tampa Bay, so that means Tampa Bay is going to win the Stanley Cup next year. There you go.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, great. Well, here we are again going into the season. Like, hey, who's the goalie? I don't know. There's 5 of them, so it's like college quarterbacks. If you got 5 goalies, you got none. And here we are again.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry to bore you, Nick, with that. I had to get that off my chest with Pete.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Dude, I am excited about the Flyer season. I think this year we make the playoffs, but knocked out in the first round. But I'll take a playoff run.
Yeah. We almost got in this year. So.
Yep.
We'll
100%.
Anyway,
excellent.
So I won't keep you guys long. Acolyte so far to me has been, not every episode has been a home run, but there have been a couple of home runs. But I'm enjoying the acting. I thought the guy played Smiler Wren, I think, is fantastic.
He is great.
On that role, man, and you just feel the force power coming out of that guy. So I thought 100%. He's done a great job. I really like the performances of Amanda
Stenberg. Yep.
Stenberg. Yes, I thought she's been fantastic playing the twins. It's hard to play twins, I would think, with different personalities, but having to play 2 different roles on the same show. I mean, that would seem like a difficult task to me.
Yeah,
hard enough to really, to make a believable playing 1 role, much less playing 2 on the same show. So anyway, but I've enjoyed the overall feel of it. You're right, they have to land this one. I couldn't disagree with you more on Ahsoka. That show did really nothing for me outside the Clone Wars flashbacks.
Yep.
And then the ending just being nothing was even just kind of sealed it for me. So you're right, they have to land the plane on this somehow.
Yep.
Whether it's going to be a season 2 or not.
Well, the good news is it's not J.J. Abrams, right? And it's
so no camera flares, no.
I mean, J.J. Abrams is the king of bringing mysteries and then being like, "But did we answer it? No, you didn't, J.J. No, you didn't."
In fact, you added more questions.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. Dude, awesome to hear. Hey, we got to hook up for a Flyers game this year somehow.
Yes, somehow. We'll figure it out somehow. But
we'll figure it out.
And speaking of Jeff. We did the premiere together. I know we've got 2 weeks, but we need to figure out a way to do the finale together. We'll get together here in town. You, me, McPhee. We'll make it happen.
Yes. The local Montgomery Star Wars.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Making the magic happen.
3 strong.
Awesome. I like it. So good to see you, my friend. Thanks for calling in. And
Thank you for calling in, buddy. I appreciate it so much. Talk to you soon.
All right. See ya. All right. Before we get to our next caller, I have to throw this one in here from Matt. Oh, wait, that's not it. Matt says, I asked the fellas in front of the liquor store about my son's Taekwondo dojo, which, by the way, that's one of my favorite phrases of all time. The liquor store by my son's Taekwondo dojo, to give Pete a Rocky like "Take Me Back to Fiery Trash Can" birthday song.
Yes,
they declined, but it's the thought that counts.
Take me back.
Yeah. So Matt,
I think I have a similar birthday to Sylvester Stallone. I'm gonna look it up. I want to say his birthday is the 3rd. Let me see.
Oh, okay. Well, it might be today. I should have made my toast to him instead of your dumb.
July 6th. It's the day after my actual birthday.
There you go.
I knew it was there somewhere. Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, we have another caller hanging out in the background. We want to get this guy in here because we haven't had a chance to talk to this guy in a moment. So,
man, when I saw him pop in, I was so happy.
Exactly. Let's do it.
Cerveza cristal. Cerveza cristal.
Oh my goodness.
That was the perfect bumper. Thank you.
David Drennan
it's
in the house.
The singer songwriter of the amazing Silver Colored Knob band. We got to play. This is him playing guitar. There it is. When you listen to ATG and ATG Live, you're listening to this man right there. And then when you listen to our songs with the vocals, it's him. When it's and half the bass on half the songs, at least that. Dave, how have you been, my friend? We haven't actually spoken in
It's been a while.
A very, very long time.
It has been a long time. Text here and there, but
Yeah.
it's been a long time. I'm just kind of I'm the podcaster that went AWOL and just has kind of been laying low. So.
Yeah.
Take
Well,
it from those of us in the trenches. You probably made the right choice.
Well,
Yeah.
I just couldn't miss this moment, though, to wish you a happy early birthday. And
Thank
I'm so
you.
happy that Nick sent me the text and let me know about it. So
That's awesome.
Man, that's
And-
awesome, dude.
And how's your son and grandchildren now, right? It's two? Is it more?
Just one now.
Just
but,
one, okay,
yeah, it's
okay.
just one. But Timothy's doing great. His son is 4. I believe. Yeah. So I'm a grandpa of a
Does that mean
4-year-old.
that this song that we're playing is 4 years old? I think it's close to it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because we did
Yeah.
it in 2020 , man.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And
4
how's
years
Tim
seems like
doing?
that.
So
He's
good.
doing great, man. He is really doing well, and so I'm super happy for him. It's just so busy that he and I talk a lot about doing our thing again, and it's just busy.
hard.
Having a
Yeah.
4-year-old is rough, and then a full-time job, and they have their own business that he and his wife run too, so they're constantly busy. So yeah, but anyway,
That's
so
good.
how have you guys been? I hate that I've missed a lot of your shows. I try to catch up now and then, but I'm so far behind now that I might as well just start from here and go forward.
Well, I mean, honestly, the podcast, the listenable version, has been a little bit on hiatus because we've been focusing mostly on this live show on Thursday nights. And we will start rolling out those interviews that we've had, because the format of the show is news, guest, deep dive.
Okay.
And so we've had a couple of really great guests over the last couple months, and we're going to start putting those back in the stream. But
That's
no,
right.
we're
and we're working on this week. We've got the next, I think, 5 or 6 weeks we've got booked out with a bunch of fun folks coming up. So continuing to push even into that. So
Awesome.
more
Yeah.
of that to come. But just, like everything, we try to transition, we try to pivot, we try to figure out, how do we stay connected to the folks that want to have fun?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that you guys are still doing this. I'm so happy that you are. And I can say that I was not spoiled at all. I mean, clearly Jason and Donkey Doug are going to turn her to the dark side.
Donkey Doug, yes, Donkey Doug, yeah.
That's probably what I missed last night.
I'm impressed that you picked up on Donkey Doug, because him and Mario, it gets weird. It gets really weird. You're
That's
gonna
where
love
it's
it.
at.
You're gonna love it. So I mean, I have to ask. So, what have you watched any of Acolyte yet, or no?
Yes, that's what I was saying. Is I'm
Okay.
caught up to last week. I just haven't
Okay.
seen last night, so I knew by the end of last week when they the other twin swapped with her. I was like, oh well, now the whatever his name is, Kamir or whatever.
Kamir,
is gonna try to turn.
You know what I love
OSHA.
about it is everybody's talking about May and OSHA as separate characters, but my son has said, and I actually have a little video of him the day after, I don't know, like episode 3 or 4, and I was like, so what do you like about the show? And he said, I love that the main character has a dark side, which so like he's like, no, she's the same character, and I'm kind of like, I wonder if that can work out somehow. I would love to see something really kind of strange there.
Talk
But
about
yeah,
your split personalities in real flesh and blood.
yeah, no. So it's interesting. So I think
it'd be really crazy if there were triplets.
there's a third one out there somewhere. That would be funny. In the last episode, they end with like, nope, it's just me.
There is yet
Sally.
another Skywalker. I mean,
OSHA, May, and Sally. Just like this generic
Sally Skywalker. Somebody
Sally
generic.
Skywalker. But
it's all
no,
about
it's cool.
family and the friends we made along the way.
That's right.
That's
the weird
right.
space friends we made along
The weird space friends we made along the way.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
man.
David,
Well, yeah.
it's so good to see you. We really appreciate you taking some time to call in. And of course,
Absolutely.
like me,
Anytime.
I know you're thankful for Pete and
Yes,
all the fun
absolutely.
stuff.
I was actually thinking about how we first kind of interacted, and there was a couple of Twitter DMs between us where something was going on, as it always is, the dumpster fire. But something was happening with you, and I reached out and just said, "Hey, I'm with you. I'm here. If you need support, whatever." And your reply was, "You seem like a pretty normal guy. I'll talk to you." And I was like, And so it worked out, you know.
Fair.
But little did I know is you're a bass player, and that's where the real connection was.
That's
man.
where the magic
That's where it
is.
comes
That's
down.
absolutely right.
You got
That's
three
right.
bass players on the screen here right now, and
That's right.
there's definitely
That's
a
right.
Star Wars bass connection. I don't know what it is yet. We have to figure that out for
Yeah.
sure.
I
So,
feel
and-
like Kylo Ren is probably a bass player.
He actually probably is. He
I like
probably is. I like that a lot.
Well, and I have to, and I don't remember the timeline, but David, is there a beach trip this summer? Have I missed my pass through?
There is. You haven't missed it, but because we've been going somewhere else, we didn't go through Montgomery last year, so we probably won't again this year. I'm sorry.
Always the bridesmaid, but that's okay because we had that one time and it was
we
fantastic.
have met in person that one time.
That's right.
And you bought me a beer, so I still owe you beer.
Hey,
At some point.
the fact that we get to text and hang out, and one day, here's where it works for me. The David and Timothy video game pseudo therapy streams.
Oh yes,
that was where it's at because I would just
yeah.
sit in there and just lob comments at y'all while you talk to each other. So great.
Well, that now you've really inspired me. I've got to tell Timothy we might have to take advantage of just one here and there, maybe every month, once a month.
Absolutely.
Do one of you have
I
a
will be
PS5 or a Xbox?
Timothy does have a 5. So
Okay, so you guys
there you go.
got to do it with Outlaws. There you go.
now we could.
Outlaws is coming soon.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm
August
right in the
30th.
middle of God of War on my PS4, but it's the 5 version, but it's downloaded on the PS4, and so he keeps wanting to join me in on that. So I don't know. We might try to the God of War Ragnarok one. I don't know if y'all ever played it. My God. Anyway, totally different.
I like it. I totally. Anything works. It's just a great chance to see you guys.
Yeah,
Hear y'all.
well,
You'll
I'll
have
let
such
you know.
a great relationship.
Trust me, if we do a stream, you will know. I will text you guys.
I
Because
will
we'll
be
have to
there.
have somebody watching, because nobody else is going to know who we are. They're going to be like, what's this
We'll be
ass?
there.
We'll get the word out.
Oh yes, oh yes, we will.
Absolutely. So good to see you, my friend.
Well,
Thanks
Cool,
for
man.
having me
calling in
on.
tonight.
And again, happy birthday. Happy
Thank you,
Independence Day to you guys both. And just keep up the good work. I'm really
Awesome,
proud
man.
of,
Thank you so much.
Without a
I'm so
doubt.
glad you called in. All right, dude. See ya.
Outstanding. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Well, look at this. We have one more caller, surprise caller. I was at his house earlier this afternoon. So at this point, the statistics of Montgomery
remarkable.
callers calling into this podcast is, just right there, top notch. So I'm going to run this quick video and we're going to get our, oh wait, where did he go? He disappeared.
Did he
We
leave?
lost him. We lost him.
Is it that
All right.
Alabama internet?
It might be the
The
Alabama
Canadian
slash
internet is rough. I have
Canadian
friends up in
internet.
Canada. That's not good. But
That's
the
right.
Alabama.
That's where it usually goes wrong. So we'll give it one more second. We'll see what happens. But Pete, this has been an amazing night. We've had
Dude,
a
this
bunch
has
of
been
fun.
so much fun. This has been great. This
We
has
played
been-
my dumb little game. You let me be in charge of, planning all the things, and
it worked out. It was so much fun.
it worked out. It totally worked out. And he's back. So
He's back.
let me hit this, and let's get our last caller in.
Hey,
Are you okay?
Hey,
There he is.
hey,
Brian,
how are you?
Brian Lindley, my friend. Jasmine is usually it's Jasmine's YouTube name in the chat, but you are a known part of our fandom, part of our friendship, and you're a patron of the show. So welcome and what's up? Long time no see.
I know. It's only been like 2 hours.
Exactly.
I can't believe how many the majority of our audience is Montgomery, Alabama. We have access
Well, we
to the
try.
entire planet, and yet we are here.
There's some,
speaking.
there's a lot. You got a lot of fans here. We like our Star Wars. Love our Star Wars.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Well, Pete, I just want to wish you a happy birthday, man.
Thank you, dude.
I love the content. Love the more than anything the commitment to fandom being fandom. So from one mediocre bass player to one slightly less mediocre bass player.
Wait, are you a bass player too?
Yes, he is.
I pretend to be on television. Yeah.
What?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Why? What is the thing? What is the bass player thing,
Telling you,
man?
man.
I don't get it. I
Mine
love
was
it,
good.
but
Mine was
Star Wars and bass
mine
player.
was very simple. I, ADHD, probably a little ASD. I wanted to rock out in front of an audience, and I wanted to shortcut the process. So, hey, roommate, teach me a few 2-chord Ramon songs and let's get on the road and be the next D. So yeah.
I became a bass player because my dad played bass, and my best friend in 7th grade needed a bass player for his band. I was like, my dad does it, I can do it. And next thing you know, 40 years later, here I am still playing bass guitar. So, but
yeah, same thing. I became a bass player in college because the first band I was in, I was the rhythm player. We started a new band and had 3 guitar players and a drummer, and thought somebody needs to play bass. If I want to be in this band, I'll do it. And so that was how I was like, how do you still be needed? You become the bass player.
There's another common thread. I did want to play shows, but in fairness, my roommate and his buddy were they needed a bass player. So
that's what
the only available.
I'd say 87.6% of bass players are bass players because somebody needs a bass player. And you're like, yeah, I'll do it.
Sure. Why not? I'll do it.
That's the one with just 4 strings. Totally there.
Got it.
I can do
I'll
that.
I'll be that guy.
And I'm going to avoid, Star Wars talk because I'm a walking spoiler. Tom Holland has a rep for being the superstar of superstar spoilers. And, well, who do you think taught him? So.
Exactly. Well, we appreciate you calling in tonight. So good to see you again for the second time today. Always a pleasure.
Let's do it again. Maybe tomorrow.
That's right. You never know what might happen.
Anyway,
so
that's awesome. Thanks again for Light and Life.
Thank you, man. Brian, thank you. And I know I owe you a call regarding podcasting and stuff like that. We got to well, I don't owe you a call, but I want to.
I owe you getting back to a customer again to call you again now that they're ready to podcast.
Well,
I have the IOU.
Have your people call my people. We'll make this work.
Right. You'll be good to go. Awesome.
Happy birthday,
always good to see you, my
friend.
friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Brian.
With you.
Appreciate it. So the Venn diagram of fans of ATGLive is people from Montgomery, Alabama, and people named Brian. And then there's bass players, right? So
yeah. I mean, Jordan's right on it. The theme is bass players from Montgomery. That's where we really start to.
I have to move. Apparently, I have to move to.
Come on down. The food's good. It's hot as hell, but the food's good.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, I'm teetering on buying a smoker now, so I'm ready to do what real barbecue is versus just burgers and steaks. So,
dude, we've had a show. We've gone an hour and 45 minutes tonight.
It was a long one. It was a good one. It was a fun one.
But you know what? It's your birthday, and why not?
Absolutely. This has been a blast. Thank you to everybody who hung out with us tonight. Thank you for people who joined us for the first time. Jace, it was great to see you. I know we met for the first time the other night talking about some stuff. Jordan, so glad. Jordan, my dad, Chris, everybody who joined. It was so great to see you all. This was a ton of fun, and we have a couple more weeks of Acolyte, and next week it's me versus Nick. Star Wars trivia with the great Arta Ocal as the host. I mean, the guy's a professional. He's a professional host.
Sports Center on ESPN.
People say that our production value. Look, I'm going to toot our own. People say our production value is excellent. We're bringing an ESPN host to do our little trivia thing. There's a lot of trivia out there, and fair, and Star Wars and trivia go together. But we're bringing in the pros. We're going all in. I have a feeling, Nick, I'm going to have to be working on some new graphics, a couple bumpers. We're going to have to get some shit together to make sure that we're there.
Have to get ready.
But I'm excited.
Keep our reputation, right where it needs to be.
And I need that extra $20 because, $18 at this point is good. But what are you going to get for $18? $38 would be so much better.
But here's the thing. Yeah. The All-Star break is in next week. So we're only halfway there. There's a whole bunch of season ahead of us.
I have confidence. This Philly team looks good.
I hope you do, but I'm going to try and make up some ground. This is my insurance policy at this point.
Right.
This is where we are.
Yeah, if you get that 20 at this point, then I'm like, I'll owe you 2, even though I'm ahead.
We're going down 2 at this point. But, we lost Acuna. There are some things that happened. I've got to be prepared for, that late season push. And
I want to drag Claire into this so I can get more money.
But Claire's on my side, so
I know that's what I want. I want to be going against the 2 of you, so I can double my impact.
I'll see what I can work on. We'll get something going on here. Well, we're about to get out of here, but I'm going to raise one more to you, my friend. happy birthday. I'm so
Thank you,
appreciative
sir.
of you, not only as a co-host, but as my brother, as my friend. I hope that, I know we'll talk 100 times between now and Friday, but I hope you have a fabulous birthday.
Thank you,
To
sir.
everybody who tuned in tonight, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of the show. And Pete, may
Yes.
the force be with you.
Always.
Just one more round, friend, then homeward bound, friend. Don't forget me in your dreams. Just one more song, friend, and then so long, friend. The nights get shorter, it seems. Just one more rhyme, friend. Yes, it's a crime, friend. But you know time, friend. Time can fly. So it's good night, friend. Good night, but not goodbye.